Hi, I have something to say. It's the future I can see. As you can tell, the state of our world is it's haven't been good, and it has been like that for a while now. And many people of this world had took notice of it lately, but I saw this coming a mile away since I was young. And I just noticed certain patterns, certain things that this wasn't right. But for everyone, for the collective, it really hit home for everyone to see how everything was, what how the world truly was, and how people truly reacted to certain things, certain information that came out. 2020 was the highlight of that awareness for everyone, and in those moments you can see people's minds, you can see people's hearts, and what they really think and who they really are. I saw them where they are. I saw them where they are. And some of these individuals hold status, they hold positions of leadership. And in my mind, I'm like, how could that be? I'm like, how could someone with those type of mind, with those type of heart, be a leader? Because in my heart, in my mind, I knew I cannot follow that person. I cannot. I don't see their reality. I don't see the world. I could see the world, what they present, what they project, but that's not a world that I would like to live in. The world they choose to live is a box. It's closed off. If they feel threatened, they project, they alienate you, they isolate you, they bully you, they call you lame, berate you, or dismiss you as if you are nothing, as if you don't have the same emotions, as if you don't have the same heart, the same mind, the same life. Although our experiences are different, but just because we are different in so many ways, does that automatically make me something less than for you? I bring this topic to you guys because, as you guys know, that I am an oracle and I have saw different timelines of what the future is going to be like. I said that it was a lot of chaos that's going to happen. I see riots. I see, people against police, police against people, a certain community, as you guys know, the black community. I even saw segregation happening. And I know that some of you guys may think like, how could that ever happen? History will never repeat itself. We have learned, but have we truly learned? Is ask ourselves, have we truly learned? And I actually thought about that too. I was like, history can never repeat itself until I saw it firsthand in my visions. And I'm like, it can, because we haven't learned. We haven't truly evolved. We just suppressed it. We just put a band aid on it, or it shifted in many ways. The issue evolved. We didn't. And I also say this, how could we think that some of these issues that was alive came from the past, how can we believe that it doesn't exist anymore? Because people actually believe it doesn't exist. And in my mind, we're like, how could you even think that? The pattern's there. It's right in your face. You choose not to. And sometimes it's right in your mindset, how you perceive the world, how you look at others, a certain culture, a certain nation, how you react to certain things. It's shown to you, but you don't see your perception. You don't see your reality. You don't even see your heart. And most of all, you don't even see yourself. I'm disgusted of everything that's happening. I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. I'm just really disgusted and really annoyed because we all heard about the news that's happening right now between Russia and the Ukraine. When I first initially heard the story, it was spreading on the social media platforms such as Instagram or TikTok. Those are the platforms I'm usually on, or YouTube. Um, and I saw it. I saw a glimpse of it, like news articles or whatever, and like videos, but I truly didn't understand what was happening. But I got the gist of it. Oh, there's nations fighting against nation again. That's what I thought. Like whatever, not necessarily whatever. I just like, okay, another pattern we haven't learned. But because at first when I initially saw the story, I said, here we go again. It's just supposed to be a narrative. It's just supposed to be a propaganda to continue on dividing the people, to continue on causing more chaos. Is this what we're going through? Or this is this the path that we're choosing to go through? And then it got worse when we saw more news of what was happening, um, on how the Ukraine are handling the citizens and the people of that country who is trying to flee, who's trying to, leave out leave Ukraine for safety or back to their homeland. We see certain video, we see certain news articles that's being reported. And again, when I saw that news article, I'm like, okay, is this a narrative? Is this something to divide us even more? Because 2020 was the highlight. It's just a preview. I just gotta keep it real. That was just a preview of what's to come. Cause I told you there's gonna be chaos. I saw it in so many ways. And I said that there's gonna be certain events that's gonna happen. Although I didn't see all the events that was gonna happen, I saw the aftermath. And it seemed like we're heading towards that timeline based off this information that's being spread, based off what we're seeing now. Not only now, even the past 2 years since 2020, that was like the beginning of the highlight reel of what was going to happen. And since then, it has been a lot of things that was done poorly, a lot of things that really irked me, a lot of things that I was disappointed on, how people reacted, how people perceive things, people's mindset. It was just absolutely horrible. Some people name like some people had hearts, some people heart were closed, some people had understanding, some people did lack understanding, some people couldn't even see the situation for what it was. A lot of people project a lot of their own insecurity, their own ideals, but couldn't see what was happening, couldn't see what it could become. They only see that moment, and then they have this view of that moment that matches their perception, but they can't see what it could become if it's not addressed, if it's not healed. It can spread, it can expand, and cause more chaos. And we're seeing it today. We're seeing it today. But back to the story with the whole citizens, the people of Ukraine that's trying to flee the Ukraine border. There wasn't allowing African immigrants that reside in Ukraine. There wasn't allowing them to go back to their homeland or go to the next border. I think it was Poland, I believe, that I saw, the videos I saw. And they wasn't allowing them to go. And it saddened me because, like, I'm like, here we go again. Here we go again. And I saw these people, I saw how people were even reacting. Some people understood, some people didn't. Some people had heart, some people had a closed heart. And people still wasn't seeing and understanding what would this lead to. Because they can't see the future I see. This is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. And that's not the only thing that really upset me. The thing that happened at, was it Nigeria? It happened, what, 2021 or 2020? I think it happened the year 2020 when all the chaos happened. It happened that year. Either that year or the 2021, but I'm pretty sure it was 2020 when it happened. And even then, I'm like, I was just solely disappointed in leaders, how they reacted, how they handle certain things, how I don't even know why I'm calling them leaders, because in my eyes they're not leaders. They are false leaders in my eyes. I don't even know. They don't deserve that title. They don't embody it. Because people could have titles, people could have social status, but do they embody that mentally, spiritually, physically? Do they embody that energy that represents that title? I have not yet to see a enlightened leader who can lead. I have yet to see not one person that I will follow. And it takes a lot for me to follow someone. That means I have ultimate respect for you. I see something. I see you as a leader. I have not yet saw, heard, or any leader of my whole existence that I live in this lifetime that I will follow, that I will even take as consideration. Because all the good leaders that existed in our reality, they're all dead. Let's just keep it real. And some of them, even then, I'm like, I just want someone who's true, who's about balance of the scale, who knows, who understand, who can see not just themselves and their social standing, their people, but also the people that they're serving, the people that they're representing, and not forgetting about the main people of this whole situation that what led them to that position, not putting band-aids on issues and problems, really addressing the issues and problems, finding solutions to those problems, healing any type of trauma that's may occur to your people, your community. And people ask ourselves, why is the black community the state? Why is the black community is the way that it is right now? Like, are you surprised? Is it shocking? I don't understand why people say, like, people view us, because I'm part of the black community, let's just keep it real, although our experiences are different, but like I just have to really point this out, because I hear this all the time. I see the different comments of different social media platforms, even news reporters and medias, how they express themselves, how they talk about the black community. They always show the negative side, and nothing wrong with showing negative side, because we need to see the real. But they wonder, they view people of that community as vicious, as savages, or as dumb and ignorant, as violent, as they are the cause of their own demise, and that actually is the truth. But what was the root of that? How did it spread? How did it become that? That's what people not understanding. Things don't just happen just because it happened. There was a cause, and therefore it was an effect. The things that the black community been through in America and other countries, they've been through utmost trauma, like the most brutal trauma that anyone could even go through. And I'm not saying other people don't go through trauma. I'm not saying that at all. But let's just keep it real. The black community everywhere around the world have been through trauma. And people think it was just slavery. No, it was more things that happened after that. Let's just keep that real. And it passes down. Trauma passes down if it's not healed. If the problem is not addressed, if it's not healed, it will spread down to your genetics, down to your DNA, down to your children. Why is it so surprising you see the black community in the state that it's in right now? How is that surprising to see? They haven't healed. The majority of the black community have not healed. And not only that, it caused more trauma because they projected their trauma. They haven't healed nothing. And therefore it causes more problems and issues that they develop because of that. And it spread even more to their children. And the children pass it to their children, and pass it to their children, and pass it to their children. It takes a person within that family dynamic, within that family genetics, to break it, to heal all the issue that's been passed down. I can see it. I've been saw it. Like, I don't understand what's so hard to understand. Like, I don't judge the black community. I don't judge anyone. What I do is I observe to understand what makes things happen the way it happens. I need to know the why. I need to know the root. I need to know how it spread. I need to know where it came from so that it won't happen again. So I can make sure that everybody's like, so I can make sure that we can evolve and grow, that we can obtain peace and healing. That's how I see things. And it's so surprising that a lot of people in our world don't see it that way. And like, I'm not saying that everyone's like that, because I have noticed people who sees this, who understands. But I also see a lot of people who are considered leaders that cannot see. They see them as they are right now. There's nothing wrong with that. But they don't see what was the cause. They don't see how it became that, how it's continuing on spreading. The problems keep going on. Like, problems keep resurfacing because the issue hasn't been addressed. The root has not been addressed. And it's going to take within ourselves, within the black community to address the issue. It's going to take us to heal. We cannot blame, we cannot project, whatever. We have to look within ourselves to fix the problem and issues and heal. Sorry, you guys, I kind of went off topic, but like, I had to really address that. How I just didn't like how other people view, is either within the community or outside the community, view these certain people or other cultures, and they judge them. And then I'm like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. I truly don't. But I say this: what happened in Nigeria, I just did not like it. It was just disappointing how these leaders reacted, how they handled everything, how they treated their people. False. They are false leaders. There will come a day where the scale will balance. It will balance, and true, actual leaders will lead these people, will lead the future generation. These leaders, I don't accept. I don't follow. I do not. That was the second thing that really stood out to me. The third thing, because I'm going to get to the last thing, it was very personal to me. But the third thing was what happened. Oh, God, what country was it? Was it Afghanistan? I believe it was Afghanistan this happened. I believe it was Afghanistan. And we all saw what happened there. It was everywhere. It's just, and people just stopped talking about it. Oh, it's not happening to us, so we talk about it when it happened, and after a few days, on to the next. On to the next topic. Is that how we handle stuff? As a nation, as a people? Like, anything that happens anywhere else is gonna affect us regardless. How can you not see that? You see what's happening now, but you can't see how, you can't see what it could become. You can't see it. Like, I can see past what's happening. I can see where it can lead to. And not only that, I feel most of all, when all these stuff happens within these nations, within these cultures, within the community, I feel I feel something for the people. It's the people I care about the most. It's them that I see. It's them that I understand the most. It's them I want to help them evolve and grow and heal and understand themselves. It's the people that suffers. It's always the people that suffers. No matter where you come from, it's the people that suffers. It really saddened me what happened in Afghanistan, and like, what's happening now with that? Like, did we just stop talking about it? On to the next topic right now. Russia, Ukraine. Is that what we're doing now? Is talk about that instead? Hmm. Guys, you guys have a short attention span. Seriously. I noticed that. That I noticed a pattern with you guys. I really do. Mm. The last thing I wanted to talk about that I feel very disappointed, and it's definitely a future I see when it comes to this. And this is very personal because this is my bloodline, this is my culture, this is something, this is my genetics, it's my heart, it's everything. What happened with Haiti within the country, or what's going on with the country, is a lot of things that we don't talk about, that's slept under the rug. No one speaks about it. But how it happened with the presidents, how I don't know if that was propaganda, a narrative, it could be, but the people in that country, they've been suffering for a very long time, and it should not be that way. And it disgusts me how people can have a certain mindset and blame it on voodoo, as if that's the issue, that on why that's the why they're, as if that's the only issue, or that is, I don't believe that's the issue. Regardless, I feel like there's other things at play that we don't address, that we don't talk about, and I feel like that's purposely done. I feel like that's purposely done. But yeah, I didn't like how what happened in Haiti, the state, the conditioning, the chaos, the like what happened to the president and his wife. The people is suffering even more. The earthquake that happened, and then right after that, there were some that migrated to come to the United States of America, and they ended up at the Texas border. And the way that the nation reacted, the state reacted, the world. I saw the comments online. The way that people reacted, it was, although it was diverse, a lot of things, issue, problems that arises that affects the world or affects a certain, region. It's not always united. It's always diverse. The perception and how they view it. It's always diverse. That's something I noticed too. And the reaction that I saw was disgusting on both parts. On the officials, the authority officials, how they handled the situation, how the people view it. Like most of the people that was viewing it that I saw, their perception was very limited, very closed off. They felt threatened, very fear based, very fear based. The type of dialogue and how they communicate their message, how they perceived everything, how they viewed these people, because they are people. They have emotion. They have feeling. They have mind. They have family, just like anyone else. And they were seeking asylum, but the way they was treated as not refugees, not like people who seeking asylum. They was treated as a threat. They were not welcome. No, 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 they were not. Some of you say that, oh, they carry diseases. Spinning a narrative here. Even so, is that how you react? I'm sure there's way to handle that, to make sure all people involved is protected, if that was the case. But I don't believe that was the case. But even so, I was hurt because for some reason I felt like that was a test for humanity. And I feel like there's a reason why they can't cross that border. And how people reacted, I just feel like we felt that test. I just didn't like it whatsoever. They have families too. And we all saw what happened in Haiti. We all saw how the chaos that's going on. We all saw how they lost their president, how there's certain people are taking advantage of that in their country. We saw all that, but yet how we reacted, not all, but most of the people that I saw, even people who are considered authority officials, how they even reacted. And even the media, it's something with the media. The media is very biased. No matter what media station, is very biased. It's not with integrity. It's not with reporting truth. It's not that. It's reporting their own view, their own perception, their own way of seeing things, and therefore they persuade audience to their own perception. They don't report truth. They don't report facts. They project their own biasness. They project how to persuade a certain audience to their way of thinking. That's how I see the media, the news, based off the title that they post, based off a picture that they post and present to you. Even with their speech, it's like a lot of trickery with that. It's persuasion to persuade the people. A lot of people are watching them. A lot of people watch the media. But I realize the media can be very manipulating, very condescending. Some is feel even entitled. I see it. It's like I don't just pay attention and observe people's speech. I tap into their mind. I see their mindsets. You can see by the body language, the way they speak, the language that they speak, when they comment. Just pay attention. When you observe things, you see a lot. You see a lot. I analyze the fuck out of people, including myself. So that kind of make me a great judge. Seriously. But that's one of the things that I detest is the media and how they report, how they say certain things. It's not the truth. Like, have it ever been like that? I don't even think it has, to be honest. Has there been a time in our timeline, in this reality, where people actually report the news correctly, with truth, with integrity, with facts, and not with their own biasness, not with a motive, not with an agenda or propaganda? And a lot of people bring politics into it, and not everyone is into politics. Not every like, cause their target audience is the people. The government is the target audience is the people. But how they evolve, like they create the they create a divide. Not just politicians and politics, but the media. They create the divide the most. I see it. They create the divide the most. Out of all the people I see, is the media and politicians, the government. The government are very good with propaganda and spinning a narrative. Hmm. That's all I wanted to say, you guys. We gotta do better. The future timeline.se, we gotta do better. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to be consciously aware. It's time for us to see our ways, to see ourselves, to see our perception, to see our mind, to see our reality, and to actually take time with ourselves and ask yourself, what future do you want to live in? What is the future you want to live in? What is the reality you want to live in? Are you part of the problem, or are you part of the solution? Think about it. That's all I want to say, you guys. See you guys next time. Bye.